It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top commits, the newest member of Gonzaga, and one of the best all-time commits there, and Ben Gregg. What's happening, my guy?
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
You too, man. Well, first of all, man, congratulations. You're going to Gonzaga. I know it's a dream for you. What's it feel like to be in the position you're at right now?
Man, it's a blessing, man. I'm very thankful to be where I'm at. Um, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, my whole life, basically. So to have it official, it feels good. Little weight lifted off my shoulders. I can finally just focus on me and getting better and prepare for the college level.
This is a dream. I know you talked about your family growing up there. You actually were born out there in Spokane, spent the first few years of your life out there. When that offer came in, though, take us to that moment. You're talking to Coach Few, gives you the offer. What goes through your mind?
We've been talking since the summer going into my sophomore year. So we've built a pretty good relationship. I was kind of waiting for an offer all through these last 3 years. And then we had a Zoom call couple weeks before I decided to commit. Their whole staff was on it. They just said how much they wanted me, how they got a space for me there, and would love to have me. And it was cool. It was cool to hear, growing up watching Mark Few and the program my whole life. So to be able to just have a relationship with him is cool for me. And then for them to want me to play there it's crazy. It's kind of mind boggling, but sometimes I got to pinch myself, think I'm dreaming, but it's where I'm at. And I'm thankful to be where I'm at. And I worked hard for it. So I'm definitely excited.
Now, when you heard that they were going to offer you, did it right then that moment kind of click and you realize I'm going to Gonzaga, or did it take a couple more days or even a week after?
They offered me, and then that next weekend, my whole family went to a lake house, one of my friends' lake house, and we had a good family sit down. We talked about it, weighed the pros and cons of each school, had a checklist, and they checked the most boxes, and we decided that was the best spot.
And so you had offers from literally all over the country, high majors, mid majors. You had everything you really wanted. What were some of the schools that were in the mix?
It was probably my final five were Oregon State, Cal, Virginia, and Arizona. And then Gonzaga. Those were kind of my last list of schools. I never announced it or anything. I just kind of kept it low key and kept to those schools. But I mean, it was super cool building relationships with coaches I've been watching my whole life. Sean Miller, Wayne Tinkle, Dana Altman, Tony Bennett. So it was crazy. I mean, like I said, it was a dream to be playing, getting recruited by these schools. So to have to go through the process was definitely a blessing for me.
And you weren't always in this position. You weren't always regarded as a almost near five-star player, if not a five-star player. You weren't always having every college wanting you. When did this click for you? When did you realize you can become one of these top players?
It was actually my sophomore year. I got asked to scrimmage against the Hoop Summit World Team on the Nike campus when they were up here for that game, and I played great. I held my own with them, and that's when it kind of clicked that I think I can start playing at that level and one of the top players in the country. So it was cool for me to play against those guys, and for me to be able to hold my own and actually do some things against them was cool for me to realize. That's when it kind of all clicked for me that I can be at that level.
So I'm guessing 4 years ago, you didn't really see yourself in the position you're at right now.
No, not at all. I came into high school thinking like maybe a small D1. I got my first offer with Eastern Washington. I was through the roof. I was super excited, and then they just kept on rolling in. I was like, it kind of all happened pretty fast too. So it was crazy for me, but I worked hard for it my whole life. So I think I'm at a spot where I deserve to be. I worked for it. It wasn't all handed to me. So I'm definitely blessed.
What offer would you say throughout your recruiting process really was the most shocking one to you?
Um, I don't know. The craziest one, the one I wasn't expecting, was Texas. They came over to work me at watch me work out my sophomore year, and a week later they offered me. I was like, dang, that was kind of my first like big offer. And then after that, all the schools started hitting me up, and then it kind of grew from there. That's kind of when it started to blow up for me. After that, and then all the Pac-12 started jumping, and then ACC schools, Big 12. So it was crazy, but I was ready for it.
You did commit on your mom's birthday, and why did you decide that was the day you wanted to do it?
I mean, she's always been there for me. She's always been my biggest fan. I have a bad game, she's the first one to be there to cheer me up. I know, because after a bad game for me, it's all hate and overrated and stuff like that on social media, and she's kind of helps me block all that out, and shows me love all the time. She's driven me around to every game I've played my whole life. Um, it's just I thought it was a good way to thank her for all she's done for me throughout this journey.
I know how important family is to you between your mom, your dad also has been in the basketball world for a long time. You have older brothers. What's it just been like, and how important was kind of staying somewhere close to home now and being somewhere close to family?
Yeah, I definitely want to stay somewhere on the West Coast, just so they could come watch me play. All my relatives live in the Spokane area, so it's gonna be cool for them to all come to my games because they up here in Portland they haven't really been able to come down and watch me play. So when I'm there, they're definitely gonna be fighting each other to get tickets from me. But I'm definitely excited to stay close to home and have them come out and support me.
I read about your grandma. I mean, just how that family growing up loving Gonzaga, and she obviously wanted you to go in there. How were you able to kind of keep that away from her?
Yeah, it was tough. She kept, I mean, she kept begging me to get it out of me. She always wanted me to go there. She watches all their games too. She's probably their biggest fan. So it was definitely when I called her on that day, and she was through the roof. She was super excited. So yeah, it was definitely cool for me to have that little moment with her.
I know there's some families obviously like basketball, but there's a lot of those families that grow up in just that kind of fanhood. You're kind of born into loving a team. And I know that when you have someone that you're able to kind of make your whole family happy, your whole family embraces you, just not only just as you as a player, embrace that you're on the team now. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're definitely been a Gonzaga family my whole life. So for me to be able to play there, I think everybody's super proud of me, and they can't wait to come watch me play.
You walk in there your freshman season, and rather it be starting, come off the bench, whatever that role is that freshman year, and you just get on that court and you start playing. What's going to go through your mind?
I kind of thought about that last night actually of what's going to happen. I was like when I first step foot on that floor, it's gonna be crazy in front of all those fans too, because their games get wild. So I'm probably gonna be nervous for a couple minutes, and then it's just basketball. You just get to playing, and then everything goes away. But it's definitely gonna. I'll probably have a little moment on the court there where I get a little nervous, but after that, I'm gonna be all good. I'm excited for it.
Look at your build and your body. I mean, you're a guy that fits right in Mark Few's system, a guy that we see almost every year now. You see somewhere someone's being drafted and going to the league at that position, small forward, power forward, spot that is just like you. You see this history of guys put there. How excited are you to get out there now to kind of develop and become next Mark Few player, possibly go pro?
Yeah, that was definitely one of the biggest factors for me in choosing them was their track record of having guys like me. Zach Collins, Kyle Wilcher, Rui Hachimura, most recent one, and the list goes on. So I've seen what they do to my position, how they develop their guys, and how they kind of play through my position, and that was definitely a big factor for me. And hopefully I can develop and hopefully go to the NBA one day.
This guy's already been committed to Gonzaga for a little bit now. Cam Perry, you guys kind of know each other. You guys were teammates before at a couple different events. What's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, we didn't talk often during this season, but last AAU season we were roommates every trip. We played against him this year in the Les Schwab Invitational Tournament. That was cool. I mean, we definitely had a really good relationship. I texted him the day I committed before I announced it, and he was super excited, and I was too. So I think it's going to definitely be fun to be able to play with him again. I think we complement each other's games really well. He's kind of the center back to the basket guy, and I can kind of stretch the floor. So I think it's going to be a problem for people to try and match up with us.
Here's the scary thing about Gonzaga. They're a school that's been winning Final Fours nonstop, but now all of a sudden, Coach Few's bringing in top 100 five-star guys. We see in 2020, Julian Strawther, Jalen Suggs, Dominic Harris. This is a stat class. Now you look at you look at Caden, possibly other guys coming in. What's this new era of Gonzaga basketball going to look like?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I think they're number one preseason ranked this year for good reason. They got a really good class. Normally they've kind of leaned to getting transfers and some overseas guys. So to getting freshmen, high school kids and developing them, I think it's gonna be crazy once if they stay there and fully develop. I think in 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, however long it takes, we're definitely gonna be a problem.
I think Jalen Suggs might have a good chance of possibly being a one-done guy. He's phenomenal, but I think Dominic and Julian are two of the most underrated guys in 2020. Potential guys to go pro after this year, but if they're there with you guys, they're gonna be an elite combo right there. How do you think to possibly play with them? What would it be like to play with any one of those three guys?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, they're all super good, great players. So to have the chance to play with them would be pretty crazy. I think with me and Caden, two bigs, and they're guards, so it could definitely be could be a nightmare for some teams to come in and play us.
And there's a guy, number one player in the country now for 2021, Chet Holmgren. He's got Gonzaga in the mix in there. What's the odds of you guys landing him, and what would it be like to possibly add him in?
Yeah, I haven't been able to talk to him yet. I was gonna try and get to him in the next couple of days, see where he's at with everything. But I think if we had us three, I think that could be really scary for some guys because I mean, 6'10", me 6'10", Caden probably 6'10", and him 7 foot. I think we all kind of play different positions too, so it could be a problem for sure. That'd be crazy.
I think you and Chet would be something special too, because both you guys, I mean, list Chet, I think at center, you're a power forwardish player, but you guys can run. You can easily run a small forward, power forward, even stretch center. Chet can run whatever. Both kind of that stretch modern day big man, if you want to call it forward players. How special would you guys be as a dynamic duo?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I think we both. I mean, we can play the same position, or we could play different ones. I think we could complement each other well. We're both super unselfish. Love to get the team involved first, but both can definitely score it. So I think that would be pretty cool to be able to play with him.
Is there anyone else in the mix besides Chet that you guys are looking to possibly want to bring in?
I haven't been able to talk to the staff yet about who they're trying to get, but I definitely will in the next couple of days, and try and get to them and try and persuade them to come this way.
I think this year with so many transfers going on that Andrew Nemhard kind of stepped under the radar. Not a lot of people realize that, but he's out there. He's kind of technically part of your guys' class when he can start playing 2021. An elite top guy a couple years ago in his recruiting class. Great player at Florida last season. What's he going to be like, and how excited you possibly play with him?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I think we could get a lot of good. I think people are kind of starting to go to Gonzaga just because they see what's going on there. They see the culture they're building and have built. And I think they're trying to go that way and be a part of something special.
You said I read somewhere that you have gained now about 20 pounds of muscle since quarantine. What's it been like adding that addition onto your body?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great for me. It's been trying to get used to it still. It's been kind of happened pretty fast. So I've been able to play a couple open gyms. I can feel myself getting stronger, faster, more athletic. And I'm still shooting it. I'm still shooting it pretty well. Been able to get in the gym every day. So, I mean, I think if we get a season, I'd love to be able to show it all off, my new skill set, but just hoping for the best with that. But it's been good for me. I think that was kind of where I was lacking was physical strength. So to have that into my game now I think it's gonna be fun this year.
Last year was really a blowout year. Your national stage blowout year, 21 over a game, almost 10 rebounds, almost 4 assists, Gatorade Player of the Year in Oregon. Look back at last year. Would you call that a success?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, obviously, I'm probably my biggest critic too, so I think I definitely could have had a better year. Kind of played through injuries all year, so I wish I was healthy. But I think having this quarantine has been really good for my body, being able to take a rest because AAU season's such a grind. You don't really get time off. So to be able to take time off and get my body healthy, then next year I think I'll definitely have a blowout year.
I think that's an idea that some guys have talked about, and that's you guys are going nonstop as basketball players. It's year long. You got high school season, you got AAU, then you got camps for a couple months of the year. It's nonstop, and you guys have dreams of not just playing college, playing pros, and that can add up over time. And look at this kind of past 6, 7 months, just sitting at home, working out, just practicing, not games. How do you see that benefiting you now down the road?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I think in the long run, it's definitely going to help me out personally, be able to stay healthy, get my body right. So I'm not thankful for the pandemic, but it's been nice to not be able to be on that grind like I would be during this time.
And you're in a state in Oregon that is dealing with a lot of stuff both all over the place right now. And one part is the pandemic still kind of hitting as it is across the world. And a lot of guys see that there might not be a season this year. Who knows what's going to go with COVID right now? And One guy that's, I know you're pretty close with, Nate Biddle, decided to take the move to Prolific. If your season gets canceled or something, would playing somewhere where you can just get some games in this year be an option for you?
We talked about that as a family a little bit, but we're definitely we're just gonna stay here, stay home, and if we get a season, that's great. If we don't, once again, it's just another opportunity for me to get stronger, faster, everything. Personally, I think it will help myself individually more if we don't get a season, but if we do, that's great. Help me get a better feel for the game still. But I've been able to play open gyms and stuff with college and pro guys all quarantine, so I haven't really felt too behind in that aspect. So I think we're not going to go to a prep school or anything like that. We're gonna stay here and hope for the best.
That's awesome, man. And then you look at the next year. I mean, if you have a season, if you don't, before you get on campus at Gonzaga, hopefully it's a more normal adjustment year for a freshman as opposed to this year. But what do you want to grow in? What do you want to improve on before you get out there?
I definitely need to work on my perimeter defense. I think I can play offensively. I can play on the perimeter in the three position, but I need to be able to guard on the perimeter. And Other than that, I mean, just perfecting my craft. Being an elite shooter, being able to finish inside, get some post moves, and I think just on the defensive side more than anything, and that's going to come with playing. So I do hope we get a season for that. But yeah, just keep working on that.
I mentioned Nate Biddle a minute ago, and this is part of this Oregon class that isn't necessarily as deep as some states, but up front, you're looking at a five-man kind of group. You, Nate Biddle, Mookie, Caden, a couple of these guys are really starting to light up and become big-time prospects. What's the future of Oregon basketball?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's in really good hands with Mookie coming up. His class is solid. Jackson Shelstad from West Lynn, he's a good player too. So I think that our class is really good. We're pretty deep in my class compared to other classes that we've had in Oregon. So it's been cool for us to kind of start the new wave of Oregon talent. So it's definitely gonna be fun to see all these young guys grow up and mature and be able to play at the college level too.
Now, there's a couple of things if you look at your Instagram that I want to ask you about. One is Ox God. What's that about?
Hey, you hand me the ox in the car, it's gonna go crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I pride myself on my ox abilities, so that's why I had to throw it in there.
Do others agree with you on that?
No, they got different tastes in music. My other one's older, so he likes the old stuff, and my middle one he likes podcasts. So when I'm in the car by myself, I like to switch things up, try out my new content. But when I'm with my friends, they all enjoy it.
So what kind of music you listening to?
I've listened to a little bit of everything. Rap, Lil Baby, Young Boys dropped an album. I throw some different stuff in there too. A little Billie Eilish sometimes when I'm feeling it, but a lot of rap.
Absolutely, man. Another thing is your name, Vanilla Gorilla. What's that about?
I've had that since like the fourth grade. Actually, I never changed it. Kind of what I'm known for now. Actually, it's kind of weird, as people call me at school. But Joe Chris Billy used to play for the Blazers a long time ago when I was growing up, and that was his nickname. So I stole it from him actually, but I don't think he knows me. So I'm in the clear.
Going down the road, is that something you want to brand yourself with? Is that something you might look into merchandise-wise, something doing that someday?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see with that. I haven't really thought about that yet, but I think that could definitely be something. Hopefully.
Absolutely, man. A few more things before I let you go. One is building that legacy for yourself. I was like wrapping up talking about that. And when you're done playing this game, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want the legacy to be for what you achieve both on and off the court?
I think one thing I want to be known for is I don't know, this is a kid that goes out there and works as hard as every time he steps on the floor. Not being out there and trying to be too cool or whatever like some kids are now. One of those guys that goes out there and works his butt off every workout, every game, every practice, and then giving all the glory to God too, because he put me in this situation. So I think having athletes just realize that they wouldn't be anything without him. I think that's something special. And a lot of people, they kind of get ahead of themselves and think it's all because of them and what they did, but it's all because of God and what he blessed you with. So I want to make sure to glorify him in everything I do.
Couldn't agree more, man. That's one thing I respect about you. I mean, I know in today's world it's challenging with the social media presence, with the fame people can get as being an elite player that you started to receive now and keeping yourself level-headed, keeping yourself representing God is not the easiest thing at times like today. How have you learned that, and who's been some of the mentors in your life that kind of help guide you and keep you grounded?
Well, my parents both are they're strong Christians too, so they kind of built instilled that in me. They make sure I stay humble throughout it all because, there was a point where I kind of knew stuff was kind of gonna blow up, but I had to make sure that I kind of had to have that mindset that I can't get ahead of myself. I wouldn't be anything without him, obviously. So I mean, my parents are definitely probably the biggest factors that have helped me realize that and stay true to myself and not be someone I'm not, because I am who I am, and that's who God made me. So I'm not trying to be anybody else.
Is there a particular moment in time that you remember God really showing up at the time that you really remember yourself truly trusting in God and really having a committed relationship with Him?
Yeah, actually, during this commitment process, it was kind of weird because I was waiting for Gonzaga. I
Mhm.
kind of actually had them out of my mind for like the month leading up to my commitment, and then they came in hard with like 2 weeks left, and I was stressing out because I was between some other schools, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and then I kind of started praying and asking God what He wants me to do, and then Gonzaga comes in 2 weeks before and kind of comes in hard, and I was like, I think it's kind of a God moment. This is what He wanted. It's his timing. He works in weird ways sometimes, but I think it's what He wanted me to do, and what's going to benefit me the most.
There's going to be a lot more players from the future now that start going through this recruiting process and have stories of everyone's recruiting process is typically kind of stressful at times. They go through ups and downs of it. How would you advise them, and how would you kind of say God can help you through their process?
I just say enjoy. Don't read up on all the hype. Don't try and always read up on yourself. And don't. One thing that kind of hurt me throughout this process was I was reading a lot of comments on social media. Like everything on social media is not going to be all positive. There's gonna be negative stuff about you. That kind of hurt me after a bad game. I'd go on there and read the comments, and that kind of break me down a little bit. So I'd say just stay away from that. Because there's positive stuff, but I think the negative comments affect you more than the positive ones do. You kind of take those more to heart. So I just say, don't read those and trust in God, and He's gonna lead you in the right path.
Amen, man. My final thing for you, give you Gonzaga fans your three biggest goals you have set for your Gonzaga career.
Uh, hopefully a few national championships. That's definitely on the horizon. I think they've always kind of been on the cusp of winning one. So I think at least one in these next 4 years. Hopefully that's our plan. That's our goal, and I'm excited to get on campus.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking on the come on day, my guy. Congratulations on the commitment and keeping the light.
Yep. Appreciate it, man.
Coach, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.